Hey, how are you? God's aside for me. Thanks for coming in. Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming in. I am experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties, trying to figure out something, but how is everybody? Oh, let's see what's what here. Oh, hope you're having a good day, evening, night, morning, whatever your time zone is. Um, I missed y'all. I missed y'all. So, how's it going? Hey, Mike. Hey, GT. I'm doing pretty good. Um, there's something going on. Oof. I don't know what's going on with my computer. I don't know what's going on. I think. Anyways, hey, Life with Wanda. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being here. I'm just having a little bit of technical difficulties right now, and I'm not exactly sure what the problem is. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, page source extensions, developments, bookmarks, history, view, sidebar, zoom, page now. I don't know whether, I think my browser is blocking pop-ups, and I don't want it to do that. Let's see if I can do share copy link, iDrops, notes, reminders. Anyways, I'm not going to be able to figure it out today, so might as well get going. Um, hey, Laura. How are you? Thanks for coming in. We had bad weather all day. Oh, weather. I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining. I am not complaining. um, yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm just not. But yeah, we've had some weather. Yeah, we've had some weather. We've had lots of rain. And I have to admit, did I go outside today? I did. I went outside today. It rained today too. I went outside today because today's trash day. So I went outside to take the trash can out today. But did I look at my garden? Well, yeah, I did look at my garden today because part of my garden is out that direction. And so I looked at that portion of the garden. And did I walk outside? I'm trying to think, did I go out the back door today? I don't think I did. The back door. And I've been away from the house for a few days. So I really need to get out there and see what's going on. But rain. It's been raining so much that everything is green. Not complaining, not complaining. I'm just stating the facts. Everything is green, and the grass is growing like crazy at a crazy rate. And yeah, um, I have to put on real shoes. I can't wear like my my slide your feet in sandals and go outside because the grass is so high, can't see your feet. So there's that. Yeah, yeah. My trash is still out. My trash can is still out on the street. I didn't go back and get it today because I didn't feel like going back outside again. Well, it might not be. Sometimes my neighbor will pull it up for me when he's out there. I think he just likes doing stuff, and I don't complain about it. I just say thank you because good neighbors are hard to find, and I have good ones. Um, Actually, I like, yeah, I have good neighbors all around. It's not that many of us. I think it's 8 total homes on this cul-de-sac, and all of my neighbors are very neighborly. We're not best friends, and we don't hang out at each other's houses, but we speak when we see each other. And if we don't see each other, we go knock on the door to make sure everything's okay. So yeah, neighborly neighbors. But anyway, but yeah, we've had over the last 2 weeks, it's rained almost every single day. Some days all day, some days just showers, but it's rained almost every day. So it's kind of weird. Things in containers in my garden. I think a lot of the nutrients have gotten washed out of the soil. Most of the potting soil that you buy comes with, it feeds for 6 to 9 months, sometimes even up to a year, depending on what brand. But when you get a lot of rain and it washes it through it, you lose a lot of those nutrients. So everything needs fertilizing. I think I fertilized um, some yesterday. Yesterday, wait a minute. Today was Monday. Yesterday was Sunday. I did fertilize. I don't know. See, I don't even know what day it is. Um, but yeah, I need to fertilize everything. The stuff in ground is not quite so bad, but the stuff in containers definitely needs to be fertilized. And so I need to get to it. Just need to get to it. Um, but things are growing, which is good. I haven't had to water. Um, I need to go out there and treat all the standing water because the mosquitoes are crazy. Oh my goodness! I don't know whether I'm breeding mosquitoes in my house or if just walking in and out of the house brings the mosquitoes in. I'm not sure which, but I tell you what, I was like, all of these hydroponic systems are getting cleaned because I don't know if they're breeding mosquitoes or not, but they're getting cleaned. And anything that I was trying to root in the house, it all got taken outside. It's like I'm not having standing water in my house because I had so many mosquitoes in the house. It's like for real. And I've got one of those mosquito zapper night lights. And so, yeah, I've got one of those. So it's like they shouldn't be. Um, but yeah. So I got to go out and treat the mosquitoes and ants. Oh my goodness, ants. I've got ants everywhere. I need to go out and treat those. I don't know why. I guess they're all moving because of the rain or whatever. They're all moving. So I've got several new ant piles that I need to treat out there. So yeah. I fertilized early this morning. Hopefully, plants took it up before the storm. Yeah. Speaking of which, I should have called you. I was in your neck of the woods. God's desire for me. Um, Sort of, kind of, not really. I don't think we went. We didn't go quite up as far as Fayetteville. Um, I went to. We went to Wilmington and Jacksonville this weekend. Um, but we were on a tight schedule. Maybe next time I go down that way, I'll give you a call and we can meet up somewhere for lunch or something. But got some family down there. Went to visit um, my oldest son and the grandkids, his wife and the grandkids. Got to see my sister and a cousin. So it was kind of cool. It was a good trip. We ran into a little bit of rain on the road. It rained while we were there. It rained. So yeah, it was good. Did not get to go to the beach. I'm mad about it, but I'll get over it. We actually had time to go to the beach, but it was just rainy. And I don't mind the beach in the rain, but my husband doesn't love the beach, and he definitely doesn't love the beach in the rain. So, um, it's like, you know what, I'm not gonna, we'll go a different time, at least when it's, when the weather's better. Um, what you say? What'd you say? DT Junior, I put my trash can pepper together yesterday in the bushes a bit wipes home. Okay, Mike, I saw that. I was like, she didn't even stop by. Yeah, I threw up a few little pictures of, um, we had a detour on the highway. The overpass collapsed on I-20, and so there was a detour in South Carolina, near Aiken, South Carolina, and so we were off the highway, kind of cross country, and I took some video of what I was seeing out there. It was so pretty. It was like, man, I want one of those houses right there. They were nice sized lots, um, nice, nice yards. It was like decent sized houses. It was real pretty, really pretty. But yeah, it's so weird because we were driving down the highway, and there was a little sign that says something something US Highway 25. But I don't know what it said because you're driving down the highway and you see it and you don't know what. And so um we didn't even have navigation on, so I said, let me go and look in Waze, because Waze will tell you if there's, anything on the road. And so I pulled up Waze and put in the thing, and sure enough, it said, exit detour at exit 22. I think it was exit 22. I don't know. See, I'm lying now. Anyways, it had whatever detour onto US Highway 1, and then it showed the route, the detour route, where it went around the interstate and it came back, and I was like, oh, okay, but it didn't tell what. And so then I was like, okay, now I got to figure out what was going on. And so then I Googled, um, um, detour on Highway, I-20, and there was a article about overpass collapse. And I'm not exactly sure what caused the collapse because I don't remember what I read. It did say what caused it, but I just don't remember what I read. Um, but yeah, crazy. And it's weird because you going down on this detour, and there's this line of traffic, all these cars are going, and then you come to like intersection, a crossroads, and it's like, oh my goodness, and you look at the traffic down each direction because the detour is both ways, both east and westbound. And so it's like, ooh, but it wasn't bad. It actually wasn't bad. Most of the intersections, people treated them like four-way stops, so everybody could go. So it wasn't just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. They treated it like a four-way. Even though it wasn't a four-way, I was like, oh, okay. People are being very generous today. Um, and then we went through a couple of small towns, and just cross country. It was just really pretty. Hey, Sunita, how are you? It's good to see you. I am crocheting, y'all. Um, and y'all know I don't much crochet during the summer in the heat, but a friend of mine has a new grandbaby, and I told her I would make a blanket for her. So I'm using yarn that I had. I decided I wasn't going to buy a new yarn, but I'm using yarn that I had. I'm doing the Drunken Granny stitch with the size J, which is a 6.0 millimeter hook on worsted weight, um, 4-weight yarn. Um, and I'm going to do 4 squares in a variegated yarn, and then I'm going to put it together with a cream color. I'm going to sew them together with a cream quarter into a cream colored border around the edge. The yarn is a variegated, it's pink. burgundy, and orange. And it's a little girl. It's a little girl. And I don't think I've never made this blanket before. I've done the drunken granny stitch before, but I've never done it in squares and then put the squares together with, border in between and around the edge. So we'll see how this one comes out. If I don't like it, then I'll make another one. Oh, I like baby blankets because it only takes me about 3 or 4 days, 4 or 5 days at the most to make those. So it'll go well. But yeah, Junk and Granny Stitch. I kind of like it. I can show y'all what it's looking like. It's kind of a lacy, kind of open. It's not. It's kind of a flowy. Um, I don't like stiff. Um, I don't like them to be too stiff for baby blankets. I like it to be more soft, and that's why I'm using a larger hook um, with it. It is acrylic. I prefer to do cotton, but I didn't have any cotton in the color that I thought would work for this, and so I decided I just didn't want to buy any more yarn, so I'm just using what I have. How did the blanket turn out for this? I haven't finished it. I know. I said I wasn't going to do anything else until I finished it, but I just got tired of working at the heat. This is what I have. I've got the squares. Oh, I've got this stupid blurred background on. Let me see if I can turn it off. Okay, let me see if that worked. Yeah. Anyways, I've got the squares done. I've got 10 of the squares done, and I just need to put them together. I'm gonna put them together with this. Actually has one. I think it has one more row after this, a dark row, and then a dark row on two sides, and then a border all the way around, and then you put them together. And so I've got those done, but I'm not finished yet. I'm gonna finish it eventually. But that's the one that's the 3D illusion one. So we'll see. I'll finish it eventually. Um, I'm mad at him right now anyway. Actually, I'm not mad at him. I shouldn't say it. I shouldn't say that, y'all. I really am not. But you know what? Kids make you um kids are character building. That's what it is. If you have kids, they will build your character because they will try you on every turn, and you have to figure out how to respond to that or not respond to that in a way that shows good character. And so, right now, I am learning a lesson in good character from my youngest son. uh, but it's okay. I get so frustrated. It's so funny. I get so frustrated, and I really want to just scream, I just want to scream. I want to scream, or I want to lash out, blah, 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 blah. Hey, Bella Garcia. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you being here. Um, but that's not going to do any good. It's not going to help. So why bother? I don't want to waste the energy. And that's the other thing. I do not like to waste energy. I'm an efficiency expert when it comes to my energy level. I'm going to conserve my energy at all costs. And so I'm not going to lash out at anybody. I'm not going to do, what I'm saying? I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to spend a lot of energy on it. But I am going to try to figure out how to preserve my energy in the future when it comes to these kind of situations. And so it's like, ugh, I'm breathing. I am. I am not reacting. I am responding if I choose to. Hey, Bonnie baby, how you doing? It's good to see you. It is good to see you. It's like my oldest used to test me like that. Yeah, they do. That's their job. That is absolutely their job. They're doing what they're supposed to do. He is behaving age appropriate. He's 22. He's behaving age appropriately, and so. Yeah, that part. And that's what I remind myself. It's like, it's age appropriate. It really is. Um, but guess what? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Ain't gonna be that. We're not gonna do this again. Oh, nothing happened really, Bonnie. You know how kids are. My son, he's 22. He's living his best life, and and somehow it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way for a minute, and it's like I had to back up, breathe, regroup, and to figure out how I was going to respond. And I did. That's cool. No biggie. No biggie. And and the nice thing about it is, like I said, it's character building for me. And so the nice thing about it is I feel like I've learned something, I've grown from the situation, and we're still close. I love my boys to death, and um, we're close. We're close. We talk almost every day. Um, I shouldn't say talk, but we are in constant contact with each other. I got a 22-year-old too, and I understand. Lord help us. Like I said, it's character building. Um, but yeah. And it's so funny. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is a good topic of conversation. When it comes to um children, it's always for me. It's always a struggle in how much, and not just how much, on how to let go. When it comes to older children, how to let go and how to allow kids. They're gonna make mistakes. I don't want them to. It's funny, I had a dream, and it's a weird kind of dream because it's a weird dream in that the timing of the dream was weird. I had this dream, and in the dream I was watching my toddler children walk across this field that had a drop off. It wasn't really a cliff, but it was a drop off. And then underneath that, there was another level, and then there was another drop off, and it was like some construction or something was going on down there. And I was in the background going, and it's like I couldn't get to them. I could see them, but they couldn't hear me, and I couldn't get to them. And I was like, no, 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 no. And they were just playing willy nilly playing, and boom, they went over the edge. And it was like, oh, my kids, and I'm running, 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 trying to save them. Yeah, I could see it. They couldn't really see it because they were just, being kids. They couldn't really see it. And they were like, boop, they went over the edge. And then there was like this construction equipment or something down there. And there were other kids around, and most of the kids stopped at the first level, but my son went boop boop, and he went down to the second level, which where there was a bunch of water and mud and other stuff. And so this is the dream, and I'm like freaking out in my dream, like, my son, I gotta get to him. I'm not gonna get to him in time. And so the other kids were like scrambling up, they were getting out, and I saw they get out, and I was like, oh, they're gonna be okay. And when I got down there, my son was in that mud. And then the next thing I knew, one of the people who was working the equipment kind of scooped him up with the equipment out of the mud, and he was fine. And they scooped him up and they put him up on a thing, and he was fine. And that was pretty much the whole dream. But it's really, to me, and I'm not a person who's a big dream interpretation or anything like that. But really, it was, to me, it was symbolic of how you want to be there for your kids, because I wasn't able to help them. I wasn't close enough to help them. And by the time I could get there, the entire thing was over. And it's like, you want to be there, you want to help them. You don't want to see them walk into a situation where you know it's not a good situation for them. And so you warn them, you tell them, you warn them, and you give them all the advice. But it doesn't really matter as a parent how much you do in the moment, um, because you can't always be there, you know? And so, as a parent, you have to do as much as you possibly can when they're younger to prepare them for moments like that. Not that anything that I could have done would have prepared them, other than if he had bothered to, check out the situation before you run over the edge, for real. Hey, David Corey. But anyways, it was so weird because that dream happened right about the same time the situation happened with my son. And I had told him, look, we need to do this, 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 and this. And then he was like, okay, we're going to do this. And then in the final analysis, it was like, why didn't you give me all of the information? Had you given me all of the information, we could have avoided this situation. And it was like, that kind of thing, where, a situation that could have been avoided, we ended up going through something we didn't have to go through just because you kind of withheld information from me. And it wasn't even a withhold. It was like you just didn't bother to look ahead. You didn't bother to do your due diligence to find out what the situation was, is more of it. But anyways, I thought it was kind of weird that that dream happened right about the same time. And it was like, okay, how much as a parent, um, how much can I stand back and allow them to make their own mistakes? you know, how much can I step in to intervene? Anyways, um, uh, I'm like that with my daughter. I'm trying to let her be grown, and she's 33. Exactly, exactly. And like I said, a lot of these things are character building. yeah, um, because they're not. I mean, they're not kids anymore. They're adults. They are adults, and they have a right to make their own mistakes. They really do. And they need to. They need to learn, make their own mistakes, because they're not going to learn if you protect them from everything. But I think it was really weird that I had that dream. I just think that was bizarre. I think the timing of it was just crazy. yeah. Oh, anyways, I was talking about the weather we were having and everything. Um, I've got I every year I come along and I'm going, every year I'm like, man, I need to plant this, I need to plant this, and then June rolls around and I haven't planted. My 41-year-old doesn't worry me as much as my 22-year-old. And she's a girl that worries me. Yeah, 22 is that age though. Yeah. It is that age. But they're testing their wings. And sometimes they have to, jump off the cliff to test their wings. And I just gotta trust it that, we've gone through enough pre-flight planning and training that they'll be able to catch that wind. So my blueberries are blueberrying. uh, I did get the cover for them, so I'm getting them instead of the birds getting them, and that's nice. When did I pick? I guess I picked Thursday morning. I picked Thursday morning, and I need to go back and pick again today. Well, in the morning. Um, but they're doing good. And I'm very pleased with that. My peaches are peaching. I need to check. inside. I also covered a couple of limbs on the tree so that maybe I'll get some, and the squirrels won't eat them all before they even get ripe. But I need to check them and see how they're doing. Um, and maybe the bugs won't get them either because I did have quite a few bugs last year. So we'll see about that. I've sprayed them. A, I don't remember how many times I sprayed them, but I have sprayed them, and I may need to spray them again. It's been it's been more than 2 weeks since the last time I sprayed them, so I may need to spray them again. But they should be ripening up here pretty quick. Those peaches, because it's peach season. I got one plum off of my Auburn I think it's the rubrum, not the rosa, the AU rubrum. Um, I got one plum off of that. The rosa did not produce any this year, but they're both brand new, so I didn't expect either one of them to. But I did get one off of the rubrum, so that was nice. The Chickasaw produced. I didn't get anything off of it. I'm hoping the squirrels ate them, but it produced. But between the time it put on plums and the time the plums got ripe, and then the time and then they were all gone, I didn't see them. And it's weird. I gotta do something with. I need to do something with those trees. I think I need to cut them back a lot because right now the way they are growing, yeah, it's a mess. God's desire just did. Okay. I'm trying to think of what else I'm harvesting. Um Green beans. I planted a bunch of Royal Burgundy green beans, bush beans, Royal Burgundy bush beans. They're not green, they're purple. Um, and they are producing. I'm picking every day, every other day. Those, in fact, I need to go out there and pick right now. And I planted them. I didn't plant them all at the same time. I think I planted 3 different times. Like planted some, and then 3 weeks later planted some more, and then 2 weeks later planted some more, and then I planted some more. I planted several. Some in my green stalk, some in ground, and they are producing nicely. I think I did a little short showing some. I picked, I don't know whether it was Thursday or Wednesday of last week, but I'm picking every other day on those. And so they're doing really good. My cow peas, I think they're Lady Crumb peas. I'm not sure which ones they are for real. Um, I can't tell until they start turning colors. But I think it's the Lady Crumb peas. They are putting out, um, they're putting out, they've got the beans on them already. Um, and I picked some of those green and tender. I will cook them up with my green beans. It's a different texture and different taste, but I still like them. You can eat them at any stage. And so, yeah, I picked some of those already. And those are all volunteer. Um, from the last 3 years that I've had them, they're all volunteer. I planted them 3 years ago, and I haven't planted any more since. I sometimes transplant some from the grass into the garden beds because they come up in the grass every year. They come up in the beds too, so I transplant some sometimes. What else am I harvesting? I pulled out some collards because, let's see, they were ate up with bugs. They were lacy, and I said I could use the space for something else, and I can grow collards in the fall. So I just pulled them up and threw them out. I got some more collards out there, but I just threw those out. I just like I'm gonna use the space for something else. I did plant some North Georgia Candy Roaster squash, so I'm looking forward to that. I just dropped those seeds last week, so they're not up yet. I'm hoping I can get ahead of vine borer, but Lord knows, I don't know. I also planted the sweet dumpling squash. Oh, I was gonna ask somebody. Anybody growing gourds? Just a question because I need a gourd. I need a dried gourd, and if anybody's growing one, I will purchase from you if you have them. If you have some that you want to get rid of, or and I'll purchase and pay shipping and all of that. If anybody's growing gourds, I'm not growing any, but I need some. I need one. And I don't know where to buy them. And it's so funny because all of my life I have seen people who had them for sale. Like you drive, when I lived in South Carolina and North Carolina, if you drove across, drove to town or whatever, and you were going cross country, you would see them hanging in people's yards and stuff, and they'd say gourds for sale. I've never seen that in Alabama, which is kind of crazy. Um, but like the birdhouse gourds or the bottle gourds or whatever, all the different ones, the apple gourds, whatever. I just need a gourd, a dried one. Um, so anybody grown them before? Do you have any? I'm just asking for a friend. You know anybody who has some? Laughing. You know where I can buy some? I looked on Amazon and Etsy. I'll probably order one here in a day or two from either Amazon or Etsy. But if somebody was growing one in the garden community, I would definitely buy from them if they were selling them. That kind of thing. So I was trying to think of what else is going on in the garden. The fig is crazy big this year. My fig tree is bigger than it's ever been, and it is covered in figs. My muscadine does have flowers on it. I don't know if they will stay until fruit, but it does have flowers on it. It's crazy, growing crazy, 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 crazy. Um, my lemon had fruit on it, but it fell off. My lime had a fruit on it, it fell off. I need to fertilize all of my citrus. Um, my figs are as huge as well. Third year in the ground. Yeah, I can't remember. My fig tree's been in the ground for quite a few years. Um, Might be going over year 4 or 5 on that one. But yeah, it's ginormous. I do have 2 figs that I rooted last year. They're in small containers, and I either need to get them in the ground or give them away or do something with them because they're going to die because I keep not potting them up. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I was going to, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But yeah, I do have 2 more. My little fig, I have a black mission fig. It's small. It's doing really well. I don't know if it's going to produce this year or not, but it's growing really nicely. So we'll see if it produces. Trying to think what else is back there. I don't think that pear tree is doing anything. It might be put on the burn pile here. It may come down, put on the burn pile, make room for something else because I don't want no tree out there that's not doing nothing. Actually, I might not. I don't know. It may be serving some purpose out there. I don't know. But I don't see any fruit on it. I cut 2 of them way back and let it grow and let one grow wild. Okay. Yeah. That one, I need to cut my peach tree back. Um, because it's just huge. And then I do have a plum tree, my Methley plum tree. I need to cut it back because it's just huge. I don't know. I just don't know how. I don't know. I gotta get into the pruning game. I mean, I really don't mind them being big, and I don't mind them feeding the squirrels because right now the peach and the plums are big enough that the squirrels can have some, and I can have some. You know, then they produce enough that we can both have some. I don't want them to be so small that if the squirrels get some, I don't get any. That part. Oh, speaking of that, my Arkansas black apple tree at least had at least 4 or 5 apples on it, and they all fell off. I was so hurt when I saw that. Now it's still blooming, so I don't know if it'll try to produce. Um, but also don't have another apple tree out there blooming, so they may not pollinate, and whatever, it may not do anything. So there's that. I do have several other apple trees out there, but they're not blooming right now, so I don't know. It could be used as a canopy for other trees and plants. Don't cut it down. Oh, okay. And it may fruit one of these years. Oh, the pear? Yeah, it might. It might. I need to um yeah. It might fruit one of these years. I don't know though. It gets so much time with me, and then I'm like, look, you gotta go. You not providing food. It's like that grass out there. I was talking to my son and my daughter-in-law, um, my oldest. Y'all, when I talk about these kids, look, let me say, I call all these kids my kids. They're not, but I call them my kids. They're my husband's children, and Um, they're older, and I had nothing to do with the raising of them. I just claim them because I'm married to their daddy. But so my oldest son, we were at his house and we were visiting with him and my daughter-in-law and the grandkids, and we were talking about. He was like, "Oh, you got all of this going on," and I was telling him, I was like, your daddy said I didn't have any room for any more trees, and I'm like, there's still grass out there. And grass does not provide me with any food, doesn't feed me. So there's room for more trees. He just laughed at me when I told him that because it's true. As long as there's grass out there that I have to pay somebody to cut because I can't cut, I guess I could if I was more committed to it. But that grass out there that I gotta either cut or pay somebody to cut, there's room for more trees. There's room for more trees. When we get to a place where there's no grass to cut, when my backyard is simply a food forest and there's no grass out there, then I won't have any room for any more trees. That part. Um, Although I have to admit, right now, I don't even know where I'm going to put these blueberries, and they're going to go in the ground. They're not going to stay in containers. They're going in the ground. But I got to figure out where I'm going to put them. Got to find a place for them. They're in containers right now, but they're not going to stay in containers. So yeah, there's that part. Sometimes they need to be cut back, but pears don't fruit every year anyways. Okay. I put two of my fig trees outside. We'll see how they do. They'll do great. It may fruit one of these years, yes. Sometimes, yeah, Mike, they'll love it. Watch how big they will grow. Just watch the leaves for watering. Yeah, that. Speaking of leaves, um, what can fig leaves be used for? I know my Renaissance grandma was using fig leaves for something. What can fig leaves be used for? I think they can be used. I think they're edible. Um, Anyways, does anybody know? That's a good question. I need to lay down more landscape fabric so I can spread my trees out a little more. Tea. You can use them for tea, Mike. Okay, okay. That sounds interesting. I'm losing count. Let me measure this. I think I did 18 or 20 rows. Did I do 20 rows? Yeah, I think I did 18 or 20 rows. I'll do three more. Or use like grape leaves in cooking. Oh, like you can do stuffed fig leaves, like you do stuffed grape leaves. Because I mean, I have that huge tree out there, and there's lots of leaves, and the leaves are big. So there's that. Let's see if I can get this thing to work. I don't know. Bear with me, y'all. I'm gonna try to get this thing to work. It's not working. It's not working. Okay, I can't figure it out. It's hangry. My gut hurts. It's hangry. Then eat something, Mike. Can't you eat something? Oh, you fasting today? Okay. Drink some water then. Can you have water? Y'all are good. I cannot. I have not been able to fast. Not a whole day. I can do 12 hours. I can do 16 hours. I haven't been able to do much more than that. But I need to. I need to get myself together and just do it. What does it say? My God's desire. After it's been down for a while, grass tends to want to grow through them. But spray vinegar and water to rid grass of weed. Oh, okay. Okay. I buy the really thick one, but I'll remember that. Yeah. I haven't really been using it. I had some weed barrier um before that I used and it didn't really work that well. And I was like, I'm not doing this again because now I have it where it's in the places where I had laid it down before, it's finally it's kind of decomposing and coming up. It's been years and years decomposing and coming up, and so I have like little bits of it all over everywhere. And it's like, ugh, that makes me crazy. So I can fast for a couple. I did when I was younger. I used to be able to fast for 3, 4, 5 days. But for some reason now, um, I just don't have the will to do it, and that is not a good thing. Like I really need to do it right now because whenever I travel, I eat like crap. I just, well, not really crap, but I do eat more, eating out more and eating on the road kind of thing is just not the best when I'm traveling. So when I get home, I feel so heavy and usually bloated. Usually gain 5 to 10 pounds of water weight. And so once I come home, I really do need to do like a fast or something like that. Um, haven't been. So I need to do that. And having traveled um like twice in the last month is yeah, my body's like, yeah, you did that? Mm-hmm. Got something for that. Let's say, oh, Mike. Spraying glass cleaner may kill your spraying grass killer may kill your trees or vegetables. Sipping electrolyte. Yeah. Um I don't use grass killer. Um, I had French silk pie Saturday. I need to cleanse of sugar this week. Ooh, I haven't had French silk pie in a long time, and I love it. It's actually one of my favorites. Um, but I do love it, but I haven't had it in a minute. I wanted key lime pie. I went to this restaurant. It was good too. Anybody in the Wilmington area? We ate at the Boathouse. It's called a Boathouse restaurant. And oh my God, it was so good. But they didn't have any key lime pie. I walk into the restaurant. I look at the menu. It says key lime pie. I say, I say, is your key lime pie made in house? And they're like, yes. And I was like, oh, okay. And then when they come to take my order, I'm like, I would like a piece of key lime pie, and you can bring it out with the meal. They come and bring my meal out. They don't bring me any pie. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have pie. If you had told me you didn't have no pie, I wouldn't have ordered nothing. I don't. No. Love was like, "What?" I really wanted pie. Only reason I ordered food is because I could have pie. So I could have pie. I'm eating on chess pie. Ooh, chess pie sounds good. I haven't had that in a long time either. I don't make a good chess pie, but a friend of mine does, and man, I can remember the last one we had, and he made it. It was so good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think I'm supposed to do 20. I don't eat in chess. Use a plate. Okay. All right, Mike. That's funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18? Not 20? I thought it was 20. Okay, it's 18. 18 is a good number. If it's 18, then I'm done. For some reason, I thought it was 20, but it's not. It's 18. 18. Good. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. Let me count one more time to make sure, because sometimes I get off in my counts. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, this says 17. Let me count one more time, make sure. Y'all, I like my mama's sweet potato, pecan sweet potato pie. Ooh, I don't know that I've ever had that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I gotta do one more row and I'll have enough. 18 it is. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I am really enjoying knitting. I'm making a short sleeve sweater now. Oh, nice. Um, what pattern are you using for that? Is it your own pattern or did you find one someplace or what? I haven't knitted. I'm trying to think when's the last. I haven't knitted any wearables other than socks in a long time, but I want to, for real, for real. Um, and I also want to learn to spin. I might get me a whatever call those things are called, so I can learn to spin. I don't know. Um, it's kind of expensive. When you gonna start back on videos, God desire? Mm, so sweet potatoes, y'all. Y'all growing sweet potatoes? And what kind are you growing? I have some Asian, the purple ones and the white ones out there. I'm hoping they'll produce. I don't know if they're going to produce, but I have some out there. And I am hoping that they will produce. Expression fiber is called Panopia. Panopia. Oh, I'm looking for a pen so I can write that down, but I guess I can come back to it later. Where is my dog? Oh, here's a pen. Is that a pen? That's a pen. Uh-huh. And I got a piece of paper right there. That's a piece of paper right there. Regular sweet potato. I don't know if I have any regular sweet potato. You know what? EXPRESSI. Pression fiber. Arts called Panopia. Okay, cool. I'll look it up and see what it looks like. Regular sweet potato. You know what? I probably have got some regular sweet potato out there because let me tell you what I did. I had sweet potatoes. I had regular sweet potatoes. I had Asian sweet potatoes. I had purple sweet potatoes in the house. They all put out slips, and so I break the slips off. I throw them in water. Whenever they put off slips, I put them in water, and then they get roots. When they have roots, I put them in the ground. So I believe I put out some of all of them. I'm not going to know what I have until they produce. That's for sure. I did put a couple of potatoes in the ground to grow slips because that's what I do. Sometimes I'll just put it out there in a bed. I'll half cover them with soil and leave them out there until slips start coming up, and then I just break them off and put them in the ground. Break them off, put them in the ground. And I do have a couple of those out there. Um, so between all of those, I do have I have quite a few sweet potatoes out there, and I'm here for it because I love them. I love them. I'll think about it. There may be solid videos. Do it. Do it. um, One thing I do love is I love sweet potatoes, and I will usually when I'm baking anything. So if I'm baking something, if I'm roasting chicken or making French fries in the oven, anytime I'm baking anything, I will throw some potatoes in there and bake 4 or 5, 3 or 4 or 4 or 5 um, potatoes at the time, and then pop them in the refrigerator, and that's like my go-to whatever. If I need a quick meal, then that's what I'll eat. I'll have one, and it sticks with me. What am I do it? Yes, it's better than most time. That's better most times. That's true. Okay, where's my scissors? Uh, ASMR. ASMR. That's funny. Two. I'm gonna do 4 of these. Um, and the funny thing about that is, um, I don't know if I have enough yarn, and if I run out of yarn, I'm gonna have to back up and put. I'm counting. And I think that is what I'm supposed to do. Let me count these again, see how many do I have. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing, y'all. So the drunken granny stitch, if anybody crochets, is a repeat of 5 plus 4. So I'm starting, I think, with 49 stitches. Um, I think, I don't know. And it never, and I, whenever I do it, it never comes out right. I always end up having some stitches left over at the end of the chain. I don't know why. 2, 3, 4. I think I just can't count. But I don't really care because you can always take those out. You can always take them out. I have enough stitches, so if there's any left over, I can take out those that are left over. But it's a one row repeat. So once you've done the foundation row, um, it's just easy. Every row thereafter is exactly the same. And so, yeah, that's one of the reasons I like it because it's easy and it's pretty. hmm And is quick. He says ASMR. Y'all, I want to do a giveaway and I can't get the giveaway tool to work. I don't know why I can't get the giveaway tool to work, but I'm gonna try one more time. Um, I don't know why I can't get it to work. Um, I don't know whether it's my browser that's blocking it or what, but for some strange reason, it is just not working for me. It is simply not working for me, and I don't know why. Oh, maybe that's what I need to do. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if this works. I opened a new tab. I pulled up the giveaway tool. I'm going to try to share screen, and it's not showing the screen. And it gives me an error message. It cannot show my screen. I don't know why. So let me try something else. No, 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 not that one. I hope y'all still there. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, come on. Don't do that to me. Okay. For some strange reason, let me see if that works. I'm going to try share screen again to see if they'll share the screen. Browser can't access your screen. Try using a different screen to see if this continues. I don't understand what's happening. Mm, browser, my browser, my browser. Okay. Hang on just a second. Let me try one more thing. Try this one. Okay, let me see if that worked. It might not work, but we'll try it. It's not showing my windows. Normally it just shows the windows and you can select one. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, Windows, keyboards, screenshot, presenters. Okay, we don't want that. I don't know what's going on. It's normally it worked. It's worked before. I don't know why it's not working now. It's making me a little bit crazy. Why don't I do this? Add to new group, move to new window. Okay, try that. All right, all right, all right, all right, already. Okay, where's my window? Y'all, what happened? Okay, there we are. When you get off all the windows will pop up. Okay. Yeah. It's acting really crazy right now. Um, so here's what I'm gonna do instead. Since it wants to act really crazy, let me try this one more time. Um, I'm gonna do it anyways. So, um, I'm just gonna do a random number generator and call it a day. Actually, how many people in here? There's only 8 people in the chat. So, um, um, yeah, let me do a random number generator and call it a day. Well, I didn't want to do that. Try again. It's like, let's try again. Oh, goodness. All right, I've got a number, and I'm gonna give away a Cash App. If you don't have Cash App, I'm sorry, because that's what I have. Um, so I'm gonna give away a Cash App um, for the first giveaway. Um, if you would like a Cash App, then enter. If you don't have Cash App and you don't want a Cash App, then don't enter. Um, I picked a number between 10 and 50, and when I type in go, you can put your number in. The first person who gets the number will win. Um, and it's a Cash App for, it's a $10 Cash App. And if you win, you have to send me your Cash App to my email, which is frhumphrey at gmail, frhumphreycreates at gmail.com. It's on the bottom of the screen. Or you can put it in the chat, but you're going to have to put it in there before I get offline, because I'm going to do it tonight. I'm only going to do it tonight. I'm not going to try to chase anybody down. If you want to win, once I type in go, you'll start typing in your numbers, and I've already picked the number. The number is between 10 and 50, and you can type your numbers in starting now. Hey, um, weather for Anchorage. When I see the number, I will tell y'all to stop. Okay, stop. Somebody's typing stop. Y'all are funny. The number is 11. So the first person I saw with that number was David Foucault with the crop. You need to let me know what your Cash App is, and I will send you your $10 Cash App. Y'all are funny. We're going to do it again. I got to pick another number. Hang on. Come on. I got to pick another number. David, I need your. Oh, okay. I got your Cash App. I'm going to send it right now. I think I sent something to you before. Please let me know if you get it, when you get it. All right, you cannot win twice, so don't enter again. I'm gonna do it again. It's gonna be $10 Cash App. If you do not have Cash App, I'm sorry. This is what I have. This is what I can give right now. I maybe do something else later. And good job, good deal. The number is going to be, this time it's going to be between 50 and 90. Random number between 50 and 90. And when I type in go, you can start typing in the numbers. And first number I see will be the one who wins. Good deal. All right, go. Stop. My mouth is open. I'm like, okay, is somebody, can y'all see my screen? Stop, 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 stop. That's bizarre. That is bizarre. The number is, can y'all see that? 64. I hope I can see it. Yeah. And the winner was God's Desire for Me. That's bizarre. How did you get that? Okay, I want to know how you got it. I'm gonna need your Cash App. You can, like I said, you can email me or you can um put it in here. It's up to you. That's pretty funny. I was like, how did you pick that number? Wait a minute. How did you get that? Seriously. I am using just an online random number generator, and I don't pick the first number that pops up. I hit it like 4 or 5 times, and then that is crazy. Give it to Laura. Okay, Laura, it's been gifted to you. So I need your Cash App if you have Cash App, and I will send it to you. If you don't want to put it on the screen, you can email me. My email is floating across the bottom. It's frhumphreycreates@gmail.com. If you don't want to put it on the screen. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I was like, that's the first number that popped up. Somebody's got some good luck. Okay. Please let me know when you get it. LORASPE. Okay, hold on a second. LORASPE. Like I said, please let me know when you get it. Um, um, Thank you so much. And I'm gonna do one last one. Got it. Good. Good deal. Um, and I'm gonna do one last one. Um, I gotta pick another number. Oh, y'all are funny. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Okay, there you go. Okay. Okay, good deal. Got it. Okay. And like I said, it's going to be Cash App. I'm just using a random number generator. The first person who gets the number wins. And after I type in go, you can start to type in your numbers. And I think that's all. You just have to be present to win. There's nothing special about this one. It's just for people who are here and who are supporting the channel. I appreciate y'all being here, and I just want to give a little something back. Um, that's all. Um, I had anticipated and hoped that I could do something different, but I had some technical difficulties um, today, so this is what we got. And let's see. Oh, I forgot. It's the range. This one's gonna be from 1 to 10. And go. Just a random number between 1 and 10. You can put in more than one number. You can keep going until you get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Um, oh, did I tell you it's the same? It's $10. It's cash out for $10. I'm sorry. Um, no, you can't win again, David. But Mike, you can enter. You are allowed to enter. Keep guessing, y'all. Keep guessing. Oh, Bella won. Stop, 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 stop. Can y'all see that? I don't even know if y'all can see it. It's 4. I wrote it down. 4. So, I need your Cash App so I can send it to you. Bella, you don't have to put it in the chat. If you don't want to, you can email me. My email is scrolling across the bottom. 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I thought it was 45. Please keep it. I just like playing. Come on, well, give it to somebody. You can give it to somebody. 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Okay. She said, I just like playing. That's pretty funny. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can give it to somebody if you want to. Um, you gonna give it to God's desire for me? And the fourth one. Okay. God's desire for me. Give me your Cash App and I will send it to you. Okay, this is acting really crazy. Eat the cake, Anne Marie. Eat the cake. Okay, you're gonna have to let me know when you get it. It gave me a weird message, so you're gonna have to do something to accept it or whatever. I've never gotten that message before, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I know that it's not a lot. It's just a little bit. Um, but it pays for postage, and you know what? You can buy a skein of yarn or you can buy some seeds with it. So it's just a little something to give back. And I appreciate all of you guys. Um I had hoped to do oh, I put that in there. I always put something in there. It just asked me it said it was pending. It says it's pending. So I don't know what it sometimes some people have theirs set up where they have to accept it or something. I don't know. I don't understand how all of these things work. But anyway, just let me know when you get it. God's desire for me, I think. Um yeah, that part. Oh, yeah, I appreciate you for participating, for coming in here and hanging out with me. You don't people don't you don't have to. You could do there's a lot of other things you could be doing. Oh, God says I has too much money in her account to accept anymore. Oh, I understand. Thanks, David, for um thanks, David, for letting me know. I did not realize that that was what that was all about. I appreciate for you for letting me know. That is hilarious. Yeah, I've got to figure out what's going on with the giveaway tool and why it's not working for me right now, and what I need to do to make it work. So next time I try to do a giveaway, it'll go a little bit smoother. But random number generator works too. Um, and no, it is what it is. But it's just me. I really appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with me. Because you don't have to, you know, and it's your time. So, but anyway, but that was fun. That was fun. That's true. GT Junior. Why didn't you work? Yeah, where were you, GT? Um, I will not always do, I promise you guys, I will not always do Cash App. Sometimes I will do Amazon gift cards or actual things that I have to send in the mail. It's just that that's what I could do. That's what I could do this time. In the bushes. What you working on, GT Junior, in the bushes? I know you working on something. I've got a lot of work I need to get done out in my yard and my garden. I've got a lot of work to get done in my house as well. It's there's just so much. There's so much. I couldn't respond. I just like playing too. I do too. I was working in the chicken coop. What was I thinking? Oh, I saw this really cool picture of this chicken. On this wall. It was like a canvas. It was just like a pen and ink excuse me, a pen and ink. A pen and ink drawing of a chicken on canvas, and it was so pretty. And I was like, oh, I want to make one of those. I want to do one of those. So that's going to be probably my next art project. I think I'm just going to get, I've got a large canvas. I think I'm going to make a huge canvas of this big chicken pen and ink drawing on canvas. I need to get the canvas out and prep it um, and everything, so it'll be good to go. But it was so striking to me. It's like I never thought about doing something like that. So yeah. GT is not really working in that coop. He out there talking to them girls. He just tell us he working in the coop. He talking to them girls. He probably singing to them. Yep, probably singing to them and everything. He says he working in the coop. He talking to the girls. I cut 40 peppers, a plant I'm putting outside. I got 6 more peppers and tomatoes to put outside. Yep. My husband has grown some peppers this year, and I'm mad about it because he's grown peppers, and his peppers he's harvesting peppers right now. And I was like, why are you harvesting peppers? I'm not harvesting any peppers. Plus you dropped 50 seeds today. One of my peppers is doing really good, but a couple of the others are not doing quite so good, and I'm not happy about it. I'm sad. Good Lord, 50 seeds today. That's a lot. I do have he said I'm redoing the divider. Yeah, yeah, tell us anything. We know you out there singing to the girls. I do have a couple of tomatoes. Oh, the tomato plant that I had growing in my not aero garden, but my hydroponic unit. Actually, it was in the aero garden. I cut it completely. I just cut it all the way back. I'm pulling that unit out and putting another unit in. And so I I took cuttings off of it and threw them in some water to root them. And so now I have some cuttings off of that plant. It's the geranium kiss tomato, which I'm always eating those all the time because it kind of produces. Hey, Lisa J. Stocks. But it produces them. Oof, all the time. And so what was I saying? I cut that tomato all the way back. I put some of the cuttings in water, so I have rooted cuttings of it. They're outside somewhere. I put them outside because I was afraid I was growing mosquitoes in my house, and so it's like no more standing water in the house. They're going outside, and now I've got to find a place for them outside. I had to find a place to stick them in some dirt somewhere outside. I think I got a couple places that I can put them, but yeah, that part. And I do have one that I put in another hydroponic unit. I had a unit sitting right beside it that had a couple of empty spots in it. So I did take one of the cuttings and put it in there. It's already rooted. It's growing. It's already producing. It's like these things just don't quit. So if anybody's got those, the Geranium Kiss is the name of it. It's I think is it a micro dwarf? I don't know what it is. Mike, you can tell me. I don't know what is it a micro? I think it's a micro. I don't know what it is. It's called a Geranium Kiss. I think maybe it's a dwarf cherry tomato. It might be a micro dwarf, but it's a dwarf. Okay. And it produces. It's one of those that produces. It must be. I think it's an indeterminate. It's not micro. Okay, it's a dwarf, but it doesn't get huge. Huge. It gets yay big. I don't know what's that, foot and a half. I think it may get a little bit bigger than that. I don't know if I don't think it gets any bigger than that. And it produces and produces and produces and produces. So yeah, and I like the tomatoes. It's not like they're not good or anything. They're good. I like them, and I'm forever eating them. Um, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's fun to grow. because it's going to produce. I've grown it many times inside. Yeah, I like it. Hmm. And you know what, Mike, you might have sent it to me. You may very well have sent it to me. I don't know where I got the seeds from. I almost think I got them from you. But I do like it. I used to do really good about keeping track of seeds. Um, when people would send me seeds, I had a spreadsheet and I would put it in there and I would put, my source, where I got them from, the source. And so I would write it in there, but I have not looked at that spreadsheet in a minute. So if I look at it, it probably says Mike's Chaotic Gardening because I would write them down. But yeah, I've got two of those plants already in the ground outside, and I've gotten tomatoes off of them outside as well. Um, um, they do better for me inside than they do outside, but I'm not good at growing tomatoes outside. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just not. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 9.5. Yeah, that part. Uh huh. It's like you did, you did. Okay, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it because I like it. I like it. I don't know what I'm gonna put in the unit. I'm getting ready to put another unit. Um, get ready to put another unit in there, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna put in that one yet. I'll figure it out as I go. Hey, Bridget, how are you? It's good to see you. Yeah, it's good to see you. Mm. It seems like time is going by quickly. Good to see you all tonight. It was good to see you, Bridget, for real, for real. Seems like time is going by quickly. I don't know. Seems like I don't know, maybe I don't know. Just here we are. It's the middle of June. It's almost the summer solstice and all of that. It seems like time is just marching by quickly. And I've got things to do. And it's like, I'm not getting them done. Hey, Darthex, how are you? I planted peas and beans, and someone came along and ate them. I have tons of seed packets. I'll just replant. Wait a minute. Someone who came along and ate them. Yeah, it does seem like this year is flying by. I thought I had huge tomatoes and it was like a weed. Oh yeah, I saw that video, Mike. You thought it was a tomato, but it was ended up being something else. So you ended up having to start the seeds inside. I put them outside already. Yeah. I have got to get my sorrel in the ground. I've got sorrel in a couple of small containers, and they should have been in the ground a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and I got to get them in the ground because the containers are way too small. Yeah, and I just got to do it. And I don't know why I'm hesitating to put them where I normally put them because they've done well there in the past years. I didn't grow any last year, but I'm growing some this year, so I got to get it in the ground. The hibiscus, Jamaican sorrel, yeah, I got to get it in the ground. I love it for tea. I absolutely love it for tea. I drink a lot of tea. It's been raining so much here, it's hard to get out and get anything done. Yes, the rain. Not complaining. I'm not complaining. Thank you for the rain. Thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. Anyways, you going to stunt their growth? Probably they already stunted their growth, David, truth be known. Um, but I'm gonna get them in the ground tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it. They should they should have been in the ground long ago. I don't know what's going on with me. Um, is I hesitate to put them in the ground is because this I used to put them on the north side of the house. Yeah, the northeast side of the house. And it's cooler over there. It gets the morning sun and then it doesn't get sun in the rest of the day. And they do really well over there. They grow really big. They do really well. They produce really well. But that bed over there I've gotten a bunch of, it's outside of my fence. And it's kind of on the blind side of my house. There's like no really windows over there. And the neighbor has a dog that sometimes they let the dog out over there. And I'm like, I don't really know if I want to grow food over there anymore. And so that's the hesitation. There are other places in the behind the fence that I can put them, except the aspect is different. So if I put them behind the fence, it'll be getting afternoon and evening sun instead of morning sun. I don't know how they'll grow under those conditions. Um, I have three of them, so I may put two over there in that place, and then I may put two of them over by the garden. I think I might have a spot. Oh, I have a spot right outside of the garden bed that I can put one in, and so I might put one right out there. And it'll get more of the midday sun, but kind of shade in the morning and shade in the evening. So yeah, I don't know what the conditions are going to be, but so yeah. Who said good night? It's been so much. Yeah, sorry to get done. Yeah. Oh, I have squirrels, rats, and birds showing up out of nowhere for dinner. Yeah, that part. Oh, Belia, whatever, Garcia. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Bay, Belia. Is that right? Belia? Good night. Thanks for being here. Um, I did not realize that that was an I and not two L's. Um, Belia? Yeah. Garcia. Good night. Have a good night. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm sorry I butchered your name. I'll try to do better. Yeah, I've got rabbits. It's so funny. Um, I've seen them a couple times just across the yard. I was like, I might need to put out a trap. Mm-hmm. 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 Cause rabbit stew is good. Mm-hmm. 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 Rabbit stew is good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Rabbit stew is good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that part. We do have squirrels. I haven't seen any rats, but there's probably some out there. And birds. Oh my gosh, birds. Aramuth. I haven't planted any aramuth, and I have a bunch of it. I need to plant some. It's been raining daily. I had like 4 hour Sunday, so it did too much, and I'm hurting. Yeah, that part. It seems like I just can't. I have a. It seems like I just can't get enough done in the time that I have. I've got to get out there and get some weeding done. I got to get out and get some fertilization done. Everything needs fertilizer in my yard. Everything needs feeding. I have a cardoon. It's second year. They're huge and it's flowering. Oh, I don't even know what the cardoon is. I'll have to look it up. Planet 60 Plant Sunday. Put 50-gallon grow containers. Planted blueberry bush. Put trash can pepper together. Okay. Hey. How are you, Andell? Popping out to send love and support. Hey. Felicia and friends, back to the bushes. It's good to see you, Andell. It's good to see you. I'm going to see you soon. I'm going to see you in August. I need to follow up on some of that stuff for August too. I don't even know what's what with that, but I need to follow up and figure out where we are with that. My rabbit sat in the rain like 12 hours. Really? I need to edit the video. The wife fed it an apple. Wow. You all, I don't know. No comment. Uh, y'all know that Andale's name is Ann. Just saying. You don't have to call her Andale. You could just call her Ann and just say it. I think it's funny that we all call her Andale. Rabbits don't eat much of our gardens like we think. They have a balanced diet and can't eat something all the time. Yes, that part. Um, but rabbits taste good. I'm just saying. Carduna's cousin to artichokes. Okay. I think I've seen them before, but I probably said, what's that? Mike, I'm impressed. You be doing that thing. I'm such a lazy gardener. I admit it. I am such a lazy gardener that it's amazing that I grow anything. But I'm one of those people like it'll be raining and I'll go, "Oh, it's raining. I should drop some seeds." And I'll go and I'll pick up, 10 seeds and I'll go outside and I'll drop 10 seeds and then I'll come back in the house and I'll sit down and that will be it for the day. Just like that. And when I do it, it's like I don't have any intention of it growing right there wherever I put it. It's just it's just I want to drop some seeds. And so I'm dropping them with the full intention of maybe moving them to their permanent spot later. If they come up, maybe letting some stay there, maybe not, maybe thinning them out, maybe whatever. There's no intention of this is where they're going to live forever. It's just it's raining and I should drop some seeds, and that's how I do. Oh, sunflowers. That's what I need to drop tomorrow. I need to drop some sunflowers because there's time. I've got plenty of time to grow sunflowers. Said, LOL. We got it from Lady. We got the habit from Lady Cheryl. Okay. I don't know where it came from, but it just, I mean, it pops up and it says Andale, and for some reason, everybody says Andale. When we could just say Ann. But then people do call me FR, and I think it's funny because it's like that's not really my name, but that's what it says when it comes up. So yeah. I mean, my mom didn't name me FR. My mom didn't name me at all. My dad named me, so there's that. So Lady Cheryl always said it, and so now we do too. Okay, cool. Oh my gosh. It's interesting. I need to it came from Broke Farmer. Oh, okay, Broke Farmer, but my first name is Ann and I answer to most anything. Look, just like what do they say, Andel? They said you can call me wherever you want to, just don't call me late for dinner. That part. No, FR Felicia Rashard. No, that's not my name. Yeah. It's so funny when I remember when I went to school and people started calling me Felicia, and I remember accepting that, saying, That's fine, you can call me that." There are very various pronunciations that people try to call me, and there are certain things that I simply will not answer to. If you call me, I'm like not gonna answer. Like, that's not my name. I'm not gonna answer. But most of the things that you call me, I will answer to. Um, and it's funny because it's funny to me how a 5-year old, a 6-year old, actually, I'll probably say it was first grade. It wasn't kindergarten. It was first grade. So I was 6 years old. It's funny how a 6-year old will draw the line in the sand. It's like, that's not my name. Don't call me that. um, Especially when, back then teachers were authority figures, and we were taught to, respect them and their authority. AD and L. I met my wife in a sci-fi chat room. I used her handle for years. Wow. Y'all remember chat rooms? Man, I remember chat rooms, and I remember some young people being so rude in there. Like, you would call them bots now, or something like that now, but they were so rude. And people would go, "Oh, they're just young. They're just young. They're just young." They were just. But I remember I used to participate in a music chat room, um, because at the time I was more musically inclined. Put it that way. That's actually, it's just a comment. But and there were some young people in there that were just so rude. It was like, what? And I wonder why. I don't know. I guess maybe they were. I mean, the thing about music and young people is that it was odd to use a government name. The thing about music and young people is that a lot of people who are in music, and this, I'm talking classical music. I'm talking violinists, because it was a violin chat room. So a lot of them start really young, like 4, and they know their music. They know music. And so when they're 18 and 19, 20 years old and they're talking music, they've been doing it for a long time. And I was the newbie because, I was in my 40s and just new on the scene. So I didn't know much about anything on it. But the kids come in there, and they're like 10 toes down when they start saying things. It's like, geez, ooh, it was strange. It was just strange. But I enjoyed those chat rooms. I learned a lot. I learned a whole lot. Um, and it was like, so when I started studying and learning how to play the violin, in my 40s, a lot of what I learned from these kids. And I say kids, I mean kids. These kids were, some of them probably shouldn't have been alone on the internet. They were, 12, 13, 14 years old, but they were, virtuosos, so to speak, that kind of thing. Um, so they knew their stuff. They really knew their stuff. But they could be really rude. uh, but yeah, I remember chat rooms. I used to enjoy chat rooms. That's too funny. And that was with dial up. Can y'all imagine that? Oh my gosh, that was kind of bizarre when I think about it. Dial up. Yep. I'd never had AOL. Even though AOL, it's so funny. Y'all remember AOL used to send out the disc. You could get those discs. They were everywhere. They wanted everybody to have it, and they would send out the disc. Everybody, they wanted you to. They was so crazy. Yep. Those dial-up modems. And I would be on, just like now, I would be in a chat room on a dial-up modem in the middle of the night. Squeak! I would be on in those chat rooms in the middle of the night chatting about everything and nothing with these people. Oh, that is so funny. Time it marches on, time it marches on, and now we're talking about what I saw an article about AI, and they were saying that AI has already um, exceeded the predictions on how fast it could learn. And yeah, people were worried about AI learning so much and learning so fast, and it's already exceeded what was predicted of it. I was like, y'all keep it up. The Matrix is real, y'all. Matrix is real. Hey, we might be in it, and I know it. So mad if somebody picked up the phone as you were dialing into the net. Yeah. I didn't really have to worry about that too much because generally my husband would be sleeping when I was on because I would, like I said, it would be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and I would be online. So yeah, I didn't have to worry too much about that. And he wasn't into computers as much as I was, which is kind of funny. He was not. He just wasn't into computers as much as I was. He wasn't into the internet as much as I was. So there's that. And the funny thing about it is when, my first computer was what my brother built it for me. And, but, when I got internet, I was already used to internet because we already had it at work. We had internet at work since they didn't call it the internet. I don't know what they called it. There's a cat outside my house crying. It scared, it freaked me out for half a second there. I don't remember what they called it back in the day, but we had it at work. So we had like it was an intranet at work, and so we could send emails and stuff back and forth to each other, and we had um, large servers, and we had lots of stuff. And there, back in the '80s, it was this in '84. So I mean, it's really early on. And so by the time we got, home PC, my first PC, and I got the internet at home, I was so used to that all the time. I was ready. I was ready. Ready, ready, ready. Because we had it at work for so long. I worked, y'all know I was civil service. I worked for the government. And so we already had that. And we had nationwide intranet. So we could chat with people. We could text back and forth with people in any of the offices nationwide. Um, Actually, international too. So that part. Yeah, it was text only. I'm trying to think. It was text only, but still, it wasn't. It wasn't like this. Yeah, but it was still. It was. You were ready for internet. For real, for real. That cat, that was freaky. There's two neighborhood cats um, that that my neighbor next door feeds. One of them is actually their cat. No, one of them belonged to the neighbor who lived behind us, who has now moved, and so now the cat is truly abandoned. But the neighbor next door basically said, "Okay, you can be our cat. And and so that there's that one. And then there's another one that is really just a neighborhood cat. I don't know that it belongs to anybody, but the neighbor next door will feed it from time to time if it shows up. But that's the one that's crying out there. It's the gray one. It's out there. And it's so funny because it does that. It doesn't it's not very friendly. It doesn't come around and you let you pet it or anything like that. But from time to time you'll just hear it go. That's what it sounds like. And just from time to time. It's not always like, it may be 2 or 3 times a week you'll hear it doing that thing. And that's what it's doing out there. I don't know what's going on with it tonight. Uh, but it's always that one. The other one is somewhere sleeping. Um, she is, yeah. She has her own little house and bed and little place. Ugh. It sounds like a mating call, but it's not. That's just the way that cat talks to you. Um, Usually when it's a mating call, it's pretty insistent, and you know, it'll be every day. It'll be a long period of time until that heat passes. This one is not like that. That is simply the way that cat talks, which is crazy to me. But yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind the cats. Because I have so many creepy crawly things around here that if the cats didn't keep the population down, I don't know what it would be like. I really don't know what it would be like. Um, yeah, we have lots of creepy crawlies. And yeah. And the cats do a pretty good job of keeping the population reasonable. I had a baby kitten on my window ledge. Yeah, yeah. Both of these cats are fixed. Um, so no kittens. Thank goodness, no kittens. This one seems too big. I don't know why, but it seems like it's too big. Is it too big? No, it's the same size. I don't know why it seems like it's too big. The birds and squirrels are in mating season. It's funny. Yeah, I had a baby bird to fall out of the nest. Mm, Um, and it didn't make it. The ants got to it. It didn't make it. Um, that was sad. And the nest was like, there's a tree directly behind my back door. It's a pine tree, a longleaf pine tree, and the nest was in that pine. And it was like, oh, and it was a baby, it was a robin's nest. I don't know why I didn't know that a robin would nest in a pine tree, but it was a robin's nest. And yeah. Anyways, I was not happy. It didn't make it. But yeah, I've got several bird nests in the backyard. Ants are nature's cleaning. Ants are, what was it? Somebody was saying about ants. I forgot what it was. Oh, I forgot what it said. I don't know. Ants are diabolical, though. Yeah. I've got, oh my goodness, so many ants. Um, we used to, um, the wildlife biologist, I worked with wildlife biologists. The wildlife biologists that I worked with had these small cages that, like, for example, where that bird fell on the ground, they would have taken that carcass and put it in the small cage, a wire cage, and then left it out there and let the ants and other bugs um, clean the carcass, and then they would save the bones of it for studying and teaching and things like that. But it's funny, they had the cages. I never thought about it this way. They had the cages so that the small bones wouldn't be taken away. That only the flesh would be taken off the bones and the small bones would be left behind, and so they could have the clean carcass. And you're right, they would let the ants do the cleanup. The ants and the other bugs and stuff do the cleanup of it. And you come back and the bones will be stripped. They would be completely stripped. And it's like, but if you didn't put it, in the cage, they would be gone. They would completely take them away. Let's say adult birds aloe feeding is funny. The ladies pester males so much they get drop kicked. Okay. I need to do a little bit more. It's I don't know. I feel like I need to do more recordings with the birds. Almost all of my videos, there's birds singing in the background. There's tons of them. There are tons of birds in my backyard, and there are tons of variety of birds in my backyard. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of them are either thrashers or brown thrashers or mockingbirds, and mockingbirds and thrashers will mock the sounds of other birds. But I do have cardinals, and I have tanagers, and I have titmouse, and I have catbirds and robins and wrens and swallows and swifts and um, doves. I've got both rock doves and mourning doves, and I can't remember the name of the bird. I can remember the bird song, but anyways, I have a lot of different birds in my backyard, and I don't do anything with them, as far as the videos and things like that. Um, but yeah, I have a lot of birds, and the nice thing about it is, we even have whippoorwills, um, kind of off in the distance. You can hear them at night, and I love the sound of a whippoorwill. Just love the sound of a whippoorwill. Um, I don't know, GT Junior. I don't know what the state bird is for Georgia. Ours is the yellowhammer, which I don't know anything about the yellowhammer, which is so funny. Of all the birds that I know something about, the yellowhammer, the state bird of Alabama, is not one that I know anything about. But yeah, we have woodpeckers too. We have woodpeckers. Lots of birds back there in this yard, in my yard, front and backyard, because I, I've got a lot of the open woodland birds are here, and then I do have some of the open woodland birds, but I also have some of the forest birds here as well. So my state bird is the loon. Oh, okay, I knew that. There was what famous play? What was that play? Oh my God. Henry and Jane Fonda. What was that? I don't know. Whatever. My brain is not engaging right now, so I can't. Yeah. I can't remember that. I can't remember the name of it. On Golden Pond. Yes, that. Was it there? Is it there? Was it there, Mike? I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was there, that it was in your state, that play was in your state, and that because they talked about the loons in that. So funny. And the funny thing about On Golden Pond is I saw a local production of that. It was no, okay, okay. I saw the movie on Golden Pond, and that was interesting. I saw a local production of the play on Golden Pond. It was hilarious. I laughed so hard. I was like, this was not meant to be a comedy, or was it? But the local production, that they did so well. It was so good. It was like there was, I don't know, they have these like these regional, I don't know, y'all, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I need to make a t-shirt that says, I don't know what I'm talking about. But they have I think my Improve My Lemon is coming back to life, I think. But anyways, they have these regional players, whatever they call it, theater groups. That's what they're called. And they have these regional playhouses. And one of them is in Abbeville, South Carolina. And this is significant because the playhouse in Abbeville, South Carolina is where the movie, you know what? I need to stop talking. Um, with Julia Roberts, where her husband was abusive. Ugh, I can't remember the name of that. Anyways, I can't remember the name of that movie either. Anyways, that movie, there was a portion of that movie that was supposedly filmed in Iowa. Well, it wasn't. It was filmed in Abbeville, South Carolina. And the playhouse where the guy who she was her friend was working as a professor, and he taught theater, um was working in that theater. That was at the playhouse where I saw on Golden Pond. But anyways, long story short, what was the name? Sleeping with the Enemy was the name of the movie. Way back when, Sleeping with the Enemy. Julia Roberts was in there. Part of it was supposed to be filmed in Iowa. It wasn't. It was filmed in Abbeville, South Carolina, at the Playhouse where I saw on Golden Pond, and it was absolutely hilarious. That movie, I enjoyed it so much. I miss that. We used to go and see plays probably about once a month there. Friend, we would do play night, and it was usually a Friday night. We'd go out to dinner. We would go to see the play, and then afterwards, um, the the um, the theater group would have dessert at. There's a little place across the street. Um, um, it was like a bed and breakfast place across the street where they would go and they would have dessert there, and it was kind of cool. But anyways, I think my Improve My Lemon is coming back to life. I think that's a good deal. GT Junior. But yeah. But anyways, I don't know where it was. I don't know anything about all that. All I know is that when I hear Loon, that's what I think of, that movie. Um oh. Oh, it was in actually it was filmed in New Hampshire. I don't know why I thought it was Minnesota. It was so funny. So, yeah. But it had loons. That's all I remember. It had loons. I miss that. I miss that a lot. That was fun, fun times. Going to the theater, seeing those plays, hanging out. That was cool. That was fun times. It's interesting. I've lived in a couple of small towns where they filmed different things, and and it's funny how when they come in and film the things that they do when they put up the fascias across the businesses and they change the whole look of the town and you know this is your town where you live and you work in every day and all of a sudden what is um a what am I trying to think of what is a retail store that sells clothing all of a sudden is a restaurant that you know is a seafood restaurant. It's not really. It just has a face on it that makes it look like it's a seafood restaurant. And when you go in there, you walk in the door, it's still the regular business, and it's still open to the public and everything. But it has that false front on it. And it's funny how a lot of things were like that. Like the bank, was got turned into a drive-in chicken place. No, no, it was a drive-in dairy, and it had a huge cow with udders on it of the drive-in window for the bank. And so you're driving down and you see this huge cow, and it's like, oh my god. It's like it's a dairy. It's a drive-in dairy place that supposedly has milkshakes and ice cream and things like that, but it's not. It's really a bank, and everybody knows it's a bank. And it's like this for a month or so. And it's like there's a car hanging out the second floor roof, the rear end of a car. It's not a whole car. It's just the rear end of a car. What looks like the rear end of a car hanging out the second floor window of one of the buildings where because there's a car crash scene in the movie where the car is going to crash into the building and so and they don't do things in order. They do things way out of sequence. And so there's the part where the car is hanging out of the window, and it's way in there way before the crash scene is ever filmed because they have to film that part first, and then they film the other part. There's the same thing where there's a gazebo, and there's the wreck of the gazebo first, and then they build this gazebo up, and so they film the end first, and then they film the beginning. It's kind of crazy, but it's just driving down the street, and you are I cannot. I guess I need my glasses on if I'm supposed to read this, and seeing all of the things that are not real and that are not really there, but they're just fake. They're just things kind of cool. Let's see the PTAR ptarmigan is our state bird here. I bought a rebounder. You got a rebounder today? I have a rebounder, GT Junior. I hardly ever use it, but I have one. Ptarmigan looks tasty. LOL. I see those in Alaskan shows. Respect to each other for a pillow. Have a good time. Respect to each one of you. Time for a pillow. Have a good time. Good night, David. Thanks for being here. I'm not gonna be on here much longer either because it's time for me to inspect the inside of my eyelids as well to see what's going on in there. But yeah. Have you started using your rebounder? Have you put it together yet, Mike? What brand did you get? I mean, not Mike. I mean, GT Junior. What brand did you get? I have one. I have an Urban Rebounder. I've had it for years. I want to say, oh my goodness, I've had that rebounder for a long time. It's well over 15 years. I've had it. Um, it stayed in the garage for a long time, but now it's back in the house because I do use it at least once a week. Um, but I need to use it more. I bought it today. I haven't received it yet. Oh, okay. Yeah. I need to put the handles on it. Mine doesn't have the handles on it. Mine it has a handle that goes on it, but um I haven't put the handle on it. I have not used it with the handle on it, but I need it because um yeah, that part. But I do like it. I like it a lot. Um Poor actors were dying from the heat. They filmed Jingle All the Way in July here. Used fake snow. Yeah. Yeah. They filmed Big Fish here. Um, it was before I moved here. Well, it was right about, I think it was right about the time we moved here when they filmed Big Fish here. Um, and it's interesting because one of my, a person who ended up being a friend of mine, um, got hired as an extra. And it's so funny because they gave him a cool haircut. Um, and it's like not a haircut that he normally would have worn, but it made him look on too younger, and it made him look cooler. It's kind of he went from the average kid to the cool kid group with the haircut. It was like, it's funny how a haircut can make a difference. But they did. They took him in. They gave him a haircut. They may have given him highlights. They did product in his hair or whatever. But he was just an extra um in the film. But yeah. And then the town that I lived in South Carolina, they filmed That Darn Cat there, and they did a lot of stuff in town. There was a lot of different things in town, and they had a bunch of extras there too. Sometimes it was just to drive, like they would hire you to drive down Main Street. They pay you to just drive your car down Main Street because they needed traffic coming through, and stuff like that. And they would tell you when they needed people to do stuff, and you could get hired. So. They said it's good for the body. It had three people mention to it, so I brought it. It's a good lower impact um kind of exercise. It's not as jarring on the joints and stuff, but it does definitely it's really good at stimulating the lymphatic system. Um, so yeah, rebounding is kind of good. I like it because it's like I said, it's lower impact. It's something I can do even when I don't feel like, even when I can't really walk. I can't walk that far because of the pain that I have. Like I have a lot of pain in my back and hip, and I can get on the rebounder, and it doesn't aggravate anything, and I can get on it. Like I can get on a rebounder for 10 or 15 minutes, whereas walking for 10 or 15 minutes, there's some days where there's just no way that I'm. It's like if I left my house and I walked for 15 minutes, I'd be calling somebody to come pick me up. But I can get on a rebounder and set the timer for 15, and I can get off of it and walk, and I'm okay. So there's that. But I do like it quite a bit. Um, the only thing I don't like about it is I can't decide whether I want to do it barefoot or with shoes on. Most of the time I do it with shoes on because it kind of makes my feet feel the because it's not a solid, because the surface gives, it can make my feet feel some kind of way. So mostly I do it with shoes on, but I prefer to do everything barefoot if I can. I just feel like your feet, this is me, it's my own personal opinion, but I just feel like your feet were designed to carry you, and shoes interfere with that design. When you put padding in places, um, then I don't know. I feel like shoes interfere. Um, but don't get me wrong. I wear shoes outside. I don't go outside. I rarely go outside barefoot. If I'm outside barefoot, I'm not really walking around. I may sit outside and put my feet in the grass or something like that. Because there's just too many things that can cause damage or whatever. But if I'm inside, I'm almost always barefoot. And my feet feel better for it. It's like the muscles in the muscles and the bones in my feet do what they're supposed to do. Like that kind of thing. But I mean, I just feel that kind of way. I'm one of those kind of people who prefer to let my body be free. It's like I want to be free. I don't want to be bound by shoes. Okay. Or clothes for that matter. I wear clothes because I'm online. I'm on camera. You guys can see me. That's why I have clothes on. Otherwise, Why? What? What's the point? That's not true, but yeah. So it's like I wanna be free. Okay, stop. They said it's good for the body. I had 3 people mention it, so yeah. Of all of the exercise equipment that I have bought over the years, I really like. I'm glad I bought a rebounder. Um, I think I would use a treadmill, but I think I probably wouldn't use it enough to justify purchasing one. I thought about getting one of those walking pads because the walking pads are kind of the thing right now. I thought about getting one, and I was like, yeah, no. The other thing that I really enjoyed using, and I keep saying I'm going to go back to using it, is the 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 CDs, DVDs that were indoor walking videos. I really enjoy those. When I was using them, I had several of those programs, and I was using those. I really enjoyed them, and I did them, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever, where you're walking in your house. I enjoyed those. Um, I just like the freedom of the ability to work out anytime, rain or shine, because you could do it in your house. I like that. So you didn't have that excuse of it's too cold, it's too hot, blah blah, blah, all of that. You didn't, yeah, because it was perfect. The temperature is perfect. If it's too warm in the house, you just turn the air down. So drop the temperature in the house, and then it's cool enough. If it's too cold, then you raise the temperature in the house. If it's raining outside, no matter, you're working out inside. And so I did like that quite a bit. Um, and I have a bunch of them too. I have several of them. Rebound, you can play music and bounce around. Yeah. Yeah. That's probably one of the biggest way I get exercise these days is dancing. I dance every single day. I can't help it. Dancing is in my blood. Um, but yeah, I dance every single day because it's easy. It's easy to and for me, I don't even have to have any music on. That's the other thing. I don't have to have any music on. If I'm in the kitchen and I pop something in the microwave for a minute, I'm gonna be dancing that minute while I'm in there. I'm gonna be bopping, bopping, bopping. I'm gonna be shimmy, shimmy, shimming. I'm gonna be doing whatever. But the whole time that timer's on. Anytime I have a timer on for something, if I'm in the kitchen, like, and I'm a person who doesn't, I don't like to leave the kitchen. So if I'm cooking something that has to be cooked for 30 minutes, I'm in the kitchen for 30 minutes. I'm not going to just stand there and not do anything. I might as well move while I'm in the kitchen. So I dance. But one of the things I learned early on in life is that if you walk out the kitchen when you're cooking, you're going to burn stuff. And so I'm in the kitchen the whole time I'm there. And so I dance. And I dance, and I love to dance. Don't hurt the harvest. Hey, how are you? Thanks for coming in. It's good to see you. How's it going? What is the weather looking like here? I'm sorry, I haven't been reading the weather tonight. I'm sorry, guys. Weather for Montgomery. Conditions are fog. Oh, it's froggy out with a temperature of 73 degrees Fahrenheit. And the wind is blowing from the east at 1 mile per hour. And the current humidity is 93%. It's froggy. Mm. Look, Y'all, I need to step away for just a second. Um, I put something in the freezer and I need to take it out before we have a problem. So I'll be right back. And I'm back. I had stuck a bottle of wine, y'all, in the freezer because I wanted it cold. And I know you're not supposed to really do that, but I did. And it's cold now. But now I have to find my corkscrew so I can open it up. Don't hurt the harvest. Doing some inside gardening, going well. Hey, Mike. Yay, indoor garden crew. Yeah. Y'all know I do have stuff growing inside. I really do, and I haven't done a video of it in a while. But I'm transitioning some of it outside. I did some cuttings. Not only did I do the tomato, but I also did the clover. I'm moving some of the red clover, crimson clover, red clover. I don't know. One of the clovers I'm growing. Um, Moving that outside. I don't know why I put it inside anyway. I knew it was going to be too big for the thing. I just wanted to grow. I wanted to see if it would grow. I guess I don't know. But anyways, it's going outside. And what else do I have? I've got red vein sorrel um, and celery. I have celery inside. I can't grow celery outside, but I can grow it inside. That's true. I have some. I planted some celery outside. It didn't do anything. So that part, it just didn't do anything. So, anyways, I'm planning to get fig cuttings and have them grow inside over the winter. Oh, okay. What cuttings are you looking for? What kind of figs? I need to do a couple of what are those things called? Air layers. I need to do a couple of air layers. Um, a couple of trees I want to air layer. Send me figs. Mike keeps saying, "Send me figs, send me figs." I have a black mission figs to take cuttings from. I call it broke mission. I have a black mission fig um, too. I kind of would like to do some cuttings off of that one because it's small right now, and I don't know how it's going to grow out there. It hasn't produced yet, so we'll see how it goes. I have the my big one is a Celeste fig, so there's that. Hmm. The joke is from Broke Farmer when he lost the tags on his fig tree, so he called it Broke Mission Fig. Oh, okay. The cuttings of the Chickasaw is what you want. GT, I'm gonna tell you, y'all have to teach me how to make cuttings. Okay? Y'all gotta teach me how to make cuttings and make me feel comfortable with it. And if you do that, I'll send you cuttings. I'm serious. Because I'll give you cuttings of the Chickasaw. I don't have a problem with that. I really don't. Because it's huge, and I gotta trim it anyway. I mean, I gotta prune it anyway. So, Darthex, do you have um videos on your on making cuttings? Because I'm gonna tell you what I do. Honestly, let me tell you what I do. When I go out there and prune something, I just stick it in water. That's all. And if it roots, it roots. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't care. I have a bucket of water out there that I just throw stuff in. And sometimes I go in and check it and see if it's still alive. If it's still alive, it just stays in the water. If it has roots on it or not. If it's still alive, it stays in the water. If it's dead, I put it on the I put it on the burn pile. So there's stuff in the water and there's stuff on the burn pile. I don't do anything special to it. And sometimes things grow and sometimes things die. But I don't have any, I mean, I'm not attached to it in any way. I watch videos. Odom had some good tips. Figs can root in water. I'm going to try wet sand. Okay. The fig cuttings that I did it wasn't last year. Was it last year? It was last year. The fig cuttings that I did last year, I just put them in water and they rooted. And then once they got roots on them, I put them in the long, narrow containers. They're about yay big around and about this tall. I put them in there, and it stayed there for a season. And then I gave away some of them in those, and then I up potted them into a bigger container, also about the same length but bigger. I up potted into them, and they're still okay. My five figs were sticks rooted in water. Yeah. When I brought home a kiwi vine, it broke, so I put the vine in wet sand, and it's still alive. Yeah. And I do have some of the Chickasaw cuttings from when I pruned earlier this year in water. They're still alive, but they don't have roots on them yet. I don't know how long it'll take for them to get roots on them. I don't know if they will get roots on them. I just know that they're still alive. And the figs took a long time to get roots on them. It just took a long time. I don't have rooting hormone or anything. Like I said, I just throw it in water, and I don't change the water out or nothing. When it rains, the water is in there, gets in there, and when it gets low, I just add more water to it. I don't do nothing. I'm a lazy gardener. Y'all know I'm a lazy gardener. Um, and the funny thing about it is, I wasn't trying to really propagate the fig tree, because I don't want another one out there. I mean, the one I got is huge and it takes up way too much space. So I don't really want another one out there. I don't know. I just threw them in there because I could. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I need to write a T-shirt. What do I know? What do I know? Make my own T-shirts. One fig cutting took 2 months to root. Yeah, I believe it. I don't know how long it took on mine. I really don't know how long it took. It takes what it takes, and I don't care. Y'all see, that's how I am. I don't invest too much into those things. Ooh, this is almost. Uh-oh, we might not have enough. Uh, oh, I pray to the yarn gods. I don't like playing yarn chicken. It's usually when I play, I lose. I'm hoping that I have enough yarn to finish this. If not, I'm going to be very upset. But I'll get over it. I'll get over it. I'll get over it. Come on. There you go. Mm. Yeah, I need to get off of here, guys. 10-minute warning. 10-minute warning. How about that? 10-minute warning. I don't know what I'm gonna do about my apple tree. I guess I need to get another apple tree. I've got 3 apple trees out there, but they're not blooming at the same time. I thought that I had a good um I thought I had a good what am I doing? That did not work out well. Pollinator for my apple, but evidently I don't. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Um, but I gotta figure out something with that. Um, like I said, I have 3 apple trees out there. Um, yeah, and I'm not happy about that because I really do want apples. So yeah, there's that part. Um, and then I have to figure out where I'm gonna put the blueberries. Um, I guess I could clean up that side of the yard over there and put them over there. That would probably make the most sense. But mhm, that's work. I guess I could pay somebody to do it. I might do that. Much better if I don't have to do it myself. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It'd be much better if I didn't have to do it myself. That is too funny. I'm doing this invisible drawing that is not invisible. I don't know why they call it invisible because it really isn't. Drawing of the threads. It's not really invisible, but it is what it is. It's joined, and we're moving on. I'm hoping that I have enough yarn to finish this. These blocks. I'm doing 4 blocks, and then a border around them. I don't even know. My apple trees are still young. Maybe it will get flowers in 2 years. I'm trying to think. I bought that I bought the Arkansas Black. I bought it last year. It got flowers this year. It had flowers last year. It had flowers this year too. It actually had fruit on it this year, but the fruit aborted. So there's that. Um, the 2 apple trees I bought this year did not bloom. Do I think did either of them bloom? I don't think they did. I don't remember them blooming this year. So maybe they'll get blooms next year. They're big enough though. They're big enough for flowers. So um, maybe they'll all bloom at the same time next year, and I'll have worried for nothing, um, which is great. I love it when I worry for nothing. But anyways, and then my plums. Let me see. All of my plums bloomed this year. All of them bloomed, but not all of them set fruit. Um, So I'm hoping that everything will set fruit next year since they all bloom this year. They may not bloom next year at all. You never know though. Sometimes they bloom I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that part. But I definitely want those. Um, I think plums are my favorite of everything that's out there. I think plums are my favorite. So I want them to produce. Um, and blueberries. Anybody propagating blueberries? And how are you doing it? Are you doing air layers? Are you doing rooted cuttings? What are you doing? How are you doing it? You got a combination? That's nice. I want a combination cherry tree. For real, for real. I love cherries. And I really want one of those cherry plums. Speaking of which, I haven't even seen the cherry plums in the grocery store this year, but I want a cherry plum so bad. Oh my gosh. The plumeries or the whatever they're called. You know what I'm talking about? Nectarines are my favorite. Of course, the Chickasaw plum. Um, I love that Chickasaw plum. I need a second blueberry bush. I got three, four, five, six, I think five blueberry bushes out there. Um, chums. Plumeries, or the cherry plums. I I've seen them at the grocery store. Bought them at the grocery store, and I've seen there's a place online where you can buy the trees. But yeah, I definitely want one of those cherry plums. Um, so that's probably the next thing that I will purchase for real, cause yeah, that part. Says chums, the cherry plums, the chums. They're good though. They're good, man. They're good. I don't think I want any more trees, really and truly. I just want the trees that I have to produce. I want that pear tree to produce. Well, you know what? I take that back. I want an Asian pear. I do want an Asian pear, and I want an American. Um, what are they called? Mm, persimmon. Oh boy, my brain is going. We are going to sleep. You can go to sleep if you want to, but I'm going to go to sleep. I'm not going to engage for you. I'm not going to answer any questions for you. We are not accessing anything right now. But yeah, I want an American persimmon, and I want an Asian pear. For real, for real. So cherry plum, Asian pear, American persimmon. Those are my tree wants. Um, And I wouldn't be upset with some more blueberries. For real, for real. I have five blueberries, six blueberries, I think. I would not be upset to have that many more. Uh, Blueberry died back in the winter. What came back didn't look like what was there before. That part. But anyways, yeah, I would like to be able to propagate my blueberries to but I'm not sure. Um oh, you gonna try to grow a low bush blueberry in a green stalk? I don't know. It is a woody shrub. It's still a woody shrub. But it could work. I don't know. Could work. The green stalks are something. I have two of them outside. I actually have a third one that I bought myself for Mother's Day because they were on sale. That it's still in the box, and I'm liking it. I'm liking it, and I've got two that are full and growing stuff, and I'm happy with them. The high bush ones are too big. Yeah, that part. But the low bush ones, yeah, maybe, maybe. There are some container varieties as well. So, blueberries. But yeah, I am not opposed to having more blueberries. I just need to find a place for them, and that part. Definitely not opposed to having more because I love blueberries, and mine are it's producing and they're giving me blueberries and I'm eating them and I'm enjoying them, but I could eat and enjoy way more than I'm getting with those bushes. And they were full. I had two. 2 of the 5 were full of berries this year. Full, full, full. And so produced quite a bit. Um, Hopefully the others will produce next year. Top Hat is a small blueberry variety. Top Hat. That I think I have a Top Hat. Darth X. I think I have a Top Hat in a container that has never produced. I think that's the one. Yeah. It's never produced. It looks good. It's pretty, but it's never done anything. I think I'm gonna take it out of the container that it's in and put it in a different one, um, and move it. I think it might not be in a good spot. I hope we have a good raspberry season this year. It rained too much last year. Yeah, I don't have any raspberries. I don't know why, but I do have blackberries. I did get a few berries this year, but they were brand new. They were new this year, so I didn't expect them to bruise, but they did. And I bought 2 and I ended up with 4 that are still alive and well, so they did well. And then the native blackberries, the wild ones that I have growing and all over my yard where in places that I don't want them, they're producing too. But I'm gonna cut them all back because they're in places that I don't want them. Like they're in my shrubs, you know, my hedges around the house. They're in my flowers. They're in my garden bed. They're everywhere, and they're just weeds. So I have to cut them back. I like raspberries. I would love to have some raspberries, I think. But I'm afraid. I'm afraid of them. I'm afraid of blackberries too because I feel like they're gonna get away and naturalize and would be weeds. Hmm. Um, but yeah, but yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, they spread. Yeah, that part. I had to cut down the wild blackberry vines and move my potatoes to grow bags there. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Cutting them back doesn't kill them. It just makes them grow bigger and more. Makes them spread and grow more. That's the thing. Because I've been cutting back blackberries for years, and they are just still more. Um, Potatoes. You know what? I don't have any white potatoes, and I keep saying I'm gonna grow some, but I don't have any white potatoes growing. I don't eat them that much, but yeah. But yeah, I gotta get out of here, guys. I need to close my eyes and get some rest. And but thanks for being here and hanging out with me. And probably be back next week. Probably. I'm not gonna give any promises. Yeah, y'all know how it goes with me. I do the best I can. I be here when I can. So yeah. Um, have you grew? Yeah, I have never grown yams that are real yams. I grow sweet potatoes. I don't have any yams. I don't have any. I don't have any. I've never even eaten yams, unless you're talking about. No, I've never even eaten real yams, other than maybe pounded yams at an African restaurant. But yeah, never grown them. But anyways, good night, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it, and I will hope to see you the next time. Uh,